Hello everyone and welcome to the Little Blue Fly. In today's video we will be decorating, well, a few different small spaces in the entryway, adding in some more touches into the living room. It's been quite the eventful past few days here in the Carolinas, okay? The weather has been something else. I'll share a clip later on. We had a little mini river on the side of our house that had a current, okay? There was a current in this thing. Just so much rain, so much rain. Put me behind a little bit in my painting, but no worries. We're going to get there. But today I really want to share decorating small spaces around the home. So that being said, let's begin, shall we? Okay, back over the sofa again. I had two smaller pictures there. Again, it's a process. Have to get the feel for the home. So the rabbit picture went over to the side with a couple of sconces. I did share that in the last video. But again, when you move into a new home, you have to get sort of a feel, right, for the space that, there I go with that word again, whatever, that you're working with. So I have this leaned up against the wall for now. I did state in the previous video that this gallery wall, I really want to bring forth everything that I have loved since childhood onto this wall. And of course, bunnies, I have always loved them. I just adored them. And, you know, up above we have, you know, the water and the hills and the trees and all of this just, you know, it reminds me of Snelling, California, or just going back into the deep waters in Mariposa, just being out in nature. And then I chose to put the grapes up here because we used to play it was a big open field. We called it Mickey Mouse Hill in Atwater, California. And it was surrounded by grape vineyards. So as children, you know, when we got tired of eating all the wild blackberries, we would go over to the vineyards and eat on the farmer's grapes. If it got too hot, we would sit underneath all the grape leaves and just, it was just wonderful. Wonderful childhood. So I placed this up, and again, the grapes look so real. And what I liked about this setting is, yes, they are larger, but larger but not. Okay, so I kept them level at the bottom, and then up at top, I will add in another picture. Again, this is a process. I still have to find things. But for now, we have wonderful water and landscaping and bunnies and Lord Baxter right in the center, Lord Baxter III, and the grapes over to the side, all the black chunky frames with the bronze and gold enhancements all throughout. And there's a huge change coming on this wall. If not next week, the following, because I'm really wanting to get into the dining and kitchen. Now to work with this small space, and we do have some unboxing over here to the left as well today. Someone went clearance shopping, trying to be a good bird these days. Anyhow, okay, so we have this wall, this small space. Many small spaces in this home because it is a small home. And you can see outside the door is all, I keep having my husband go out there and wipe off the door. He said there is a certain chemical or spray or something that we can put on the glass so that it won't fog up when all this weather comes through. I start getting so claustrophobic right? Not being able to see out my windows. The storms were just, oh, something else. Anyhow, okay, back onto the small space, this entryway wall. I have my vintage frame. That was a Facebook marketplace. I placed it up at top. And a few items down here, not quite sure which ones I will be using. But we're just sort of going to go along with the process here. So now, of course, when you're working on smaller walls, you use smaller items, right? Okay. Okay, sorry, I'm not even going to say it anymore. Here is a smaller frame, an oil painting that I picked up at an antique store when I was living in Virginia that I'm going to place inside. So if you have all these frames at home in your attic or in a storage space or down in the basement or just shoved in a closet or in a room, get them out. Have fun with them. Layer them. Put a picture inside a picture. You'll see. It's quite fun to do. It's different. It's creative. And you can go everywhere with it. You can go 3 different frames in deep if you wanted to. Yeah, just pull out those frames and have fun with them is what I'm trying to say. So again, we're going to be working with small vintage framed pictures on this wall. This is another one I picked up from an antique store. I know there's a name for this, but I just don't know what the name is. Looks like oils, of course, but it's very thick and chunky and stands out off of the frame, and I adore it. I love this look. The matting is great. It has the material going around in the aged gold. So I went ahead and placed that one under the main picture up at top. Now I have this other one, the 2 little girls. This sort of reminds me of Mickey Mouse Hill when we would play in the canopy of trees. So this one spoke to me and I decided to pick this one up and add it onto this wall. And then down below is a brother sharing a bird's nest with his baby sister. He's been out working on the farm, and I do want to share right here, I did age the frame. It did look like this one here to the right, but I really wanted to calm down that gold. It was just bit too much for me. So the left one has been done, and I wanted to bring you in closer as you can see the difference of the two. I will show you just a very quick tutorial and the product that I use to age your frame. So never toss a frame because it's not your color. If you like the way it looks, work with it. Okay, so this, it basically, it's off and on, off and on. And when the rain comes down, it really comes down. We're all fine. We got through it okay. There's debris and tree branches down everywhere. They even closed off roads, and we lost power. But now our power's back on. It's so hard, right? Okay, first, here's the wax I use. This used to be purchased at Michael's. Now I purchased this online, and I will share a link for it. But what's so hard is, when you're working on a project and things are going, and then something like, your utilities go out. Well, it just sort of just takes the motivation away of things, and you have to wait for the utilities to come back on so you have the light and you can decorate. So I trying to have my videos out on Thursdays, but if that doesn't work, then here we are on Fridays. But it's a problem, it's a process, and it can be a problem. And again, when you're motivated to do something and it just doesn't work out because some factor introduces itself in, then you have to get back going with it again into the groove of things. But okay, enough of that. Lights are on, and you just get a small brush and go over whatever surface you are wanting to age. This works on woods and metals, wicker, just whatever surface, and you just simply brush it on. You can go as heavy as you like. The consistency is very watery. Then I'm brushing on the outside of the frame here. Working with this wax, it's so rewarding, so gratifying. And then you just dab it, because the purpose is to take off all of the excess wax. And here I'm not too much worried about if it was to get onto the picture, because it has an aged look. Now, normally I say don't swipe, but because there is no texture on the outside of the frame, it's okay, because it's still going to leave a darker feature because it's been placed on there. So when you have all of the texture, dab, like spot dab, because you do not want to see streaks in your work. And then I just try to get in some of these grooves, because some of them really go deep and I don't want a puddle of wax in there. And as you can see here on the right side, this part has not been worked yet. This wax gives the perfect look when you're looking for that distressed feature in your decor. So it's all finished. They're both up on the wall. I'm happy. I love the color on both of these frames now. And the little girl knocking on the door. So both of the bottom two, the little boy and sister and the little girl, those were eBay finds. They're vintage. The majority of these that I am working with today are vintage. This is a vintage frame that I just had fun with some decorative paper and placed it inside to put a cute little French country cottage scene inside of the frame. Now we're going to work down below, and again, and today it's all about making the most, what I'm trying to share is making the most out of small spaces with a collection of items that you love. So my lamp was purchased from Horchow several years ago, and I placed it up on a book. And the table, that was a vintage find from an antique store. I just unpacked this. So the thing, my rooms get clean. They're so pretty. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all coming together. It's so pretty. And then I bring in more boxes and it's destroyed all over again. So behind me, I have boxes everywhere. And I have to put things away and figure out if I'm going to use it, or it's just a process. Anyhow, this basket I used to tie back my curtain in my last home. Okay, so for right now, I'm placing the basket over here to the left just to decorate a little bit inside of it. This basket will move. And I'm going to start things just by placing a book in here to help take up some of the room. And then I have these half spears that I purchased from Angie's Wreaths, and she is located in Cary, North Carolina. So for all of you locals or individuals that even come here to the Cary area, they are, as you can see here, it is a half sphere in plum. And if you happen to see Angie there, let her know that the little blue fly sent you on over. Again, she's at the Painted Tree in Cary, North Carolina. It's a storefront that has many different wonderful booths inside there. And when you first walk into the store, if you look all the way back, you'll see a fountain, a stone fountain. It's gorgeous. Look to the right and you will not miss her booth. It is the one that is just gleaming with beauty everywhere. So again, Angie's Wreaths, and she is located in the Painted Tree in Cary, North Carolina. So I'm just, these are so simple. You just place them in and voila, it's just an instant arrangement. I like that. Nice and easy. Easy to put together and easy to take apart, and I'm keeping a tag on it just for reference because I get so much I kind of forget where I purchase it from. So that's for all of you to be able to give you information. I went ahead and added one more in, so there are 4 spheres inside of this basket. Now I'm looking at this small space and I'm like, okay, we're going to fix this right now. This table lifts up, couldn't be more perfect. Let's make the space just a little bit larger. So pulling out to just give you all a better overall view, because I know many of you are new here, so I try to remember that, and just to show you, part of, this living space, it is smaller. So I really appreciate being able to have this table to lift up to give more room. So there we have it, placed up, couldn't be any more perfect. And I want to share a little collection with you that I love so much inside of my home. So at the bottom, the table just lifts up and there's this little piece that turns sideways. It's the cutest little vintage piece ever. And it's perfect for decorating in small spaces. Okay, this is like a very heavy weight. I can only hold this up so much, because it's very heavy, very ornate, Facebook Marketplace find. She's just a gem to work with. She's so substantial, so gorgeous. We're going to decorate with her in a different, unique way today. But first, I want to keep on with my collection of brass taper holders and pillar holders. I don't know about you, but when you collect items and you group them together, it's kind of everything, right? Love the grouping. So I placed a couple large ones in the back. I have some medium-sized ones over here, like into the center of the table. And these will be my last 3. This one's smaller. It has a very thin spiral. So it's all about bringing in just different elements of detail. This shape and that shape, not all just the same, because then the eye wanders about. That's just how I personally like to do it. Many of you might like having the same item, and that's great. I love this one because it has the black on it. So here is a small collection of my brass candle holders. Again, we have tapers and pillars. I find things through Facebook Marketplace. I put in what I'm looking for. In this case, vintage brass candlesticks. Many of them will pop up. I go on eBay. I go on Etsy. Or I go in storefronts. That's how I pick up my vintage items. But I want to share just now on a couple of like the large candle holder. And then there's a medium-sized one. You have that spike that sticks up in the center, right? And the one on the large candle holder, well, that's just as big as my pinky finger, pretty much. So I'm going to do something a little bit different. We have a hole here at the bottom of the pot. I love decorating with these moss pots, so I'm going to put it right on top of my candle holder. Perfection. I love it. It's different. It's creative. I have my taper candles inside. One could even put a basket if they wanted to. And I'm sure in the near future, I will probably be putting a basket on one of them. Now we're going to scoot over and do a little unboxing. So today, I'm just going to do the little black box up at top and the top Our House box. The bottom one, that is going to be for next video, and I'm telling you, it's something pretty amazing. But I have to wait because I have items everywhere because I've been unpacking out of my boxes. I'm telling you, it is a legit problem unpacking these boxes. Okay. These candles will be linked. They can be purchased in my Amazon storefront. You get what you pay for. These cost a little bit more than your regular battery operated candles, but let me tell you, they are worth every penny. I would never steer you wrong, ever. But the front of the box is kind of misleading. It makes the tapers look a little bit more plum. And I was like, oh great, they packed the wrong item. I don't have time for this. I was getting all kinds of fussy. But as you can see, they did pack my taupe candles and I'm happy now. But at first my stress meter went way up. I was like, no, I don't have time for this. So down at the bottom, you see the name again. It takes 2 AA batteries. I have not found my rechargeables yet. There's many things I haven't found. But the bottom, it just screws off. You place in 2 of the batteries. You have to make sure to read it to put it in the right way. I'm having a little bit of issues back here. Okay, so there they are. And just screw it back on. Make sure to line it up. And twist it. And you will see it on in a moment. And look at this. We have the power. We have a remote. I love remotes. So going over into this small space here where I placed the rabbit oil. It's a vintage picture that was oil that was it was either Facebook Marketplace or eBay that I found it on. I have the little brass sconces, and because it is a small space, I did not want to use real candles because I'm too afraid to catch the panel on fire or maybe the lampshade. So watch this. They're pretty wonderful. The taupe color couldn't be any more perfect for this corner to go with the frame and the bunny rabbits and the books. You'll see one tilts off a little to the side. That gives it the perfect whimsy touch. I like when things are a little bit quirky, right? Just a little bit different, because it brings that magic, that fairy tale into your space. And that's what this little, just so know when you see it and you see that candle going off just a little bit, I'm smiling because it's giving that whimsy touch. We have one light on and there's the other. And when this lamp is off, you see the flickering on the wall. They're so realistic. So again, if you're looking for a great taper, I put them over in my description box, a link for you to grab some for yourselves, and there are different colors. I plan on getting more for over here with my brass tapers. So time for the unboxing, and we have 2 on clearance baskets from our house. I love these so much because they're open. I love closed baskets and open baskets. But I don't have many open ones, and I like that because whatever is in the inside will show through. So I have some pretty fun ideas for these baskets, and I hope you like them, but it will be coming up in future videos. If you did enjoy this today, please give it a thumbs up, leave a message. They inspire me so much. It also helps me get into the algorithm. That's just where I want to be. Make sure to visit my storefront. Also, I have an Instagram page. Go follow me over there because I plan on, as soon as the kitchen is finished, I will be showing videos almost every day of just different walkthrough areas in my home. So you don't want to miss out, and that will be over on Instagram at The Little Blue Fly. Have a wonderful day.